Welcome to Britain Fights Back. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope everyone is doing well and feeling good. I have to be super careful with my words here, because this platform has shown displeasure at a number of my reports, owing to the words I've used. For the individuals hurting and scarring our offspring, I will use PG. I'm sure you'll understand what I'm saying. The cowardly snotbag known as JESS PHILLIPS waited until the last 45 minutes, before Parliament closed for Easter, to tell the world they will no longer be pursuing an inquiry into the PGs, but should one of the 5 towns they had determined should be looked into want to go ahead with their own inquiry, they can apply for a few bob out of the £5 million Yvette Cooper said had been put aside. The 5 towns this government said they would look into at depth were all known as hotspots and run by Labour. What's more, each one of these towns has been scarred by cover-up after cover-up of the highest level.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Minister for advance sight of her statement. In January, the Home Secretary said the government would conduct 5 local inquiries into the... Over 3 months since the government announced these local inquiries, Tom Crowther KC, a barrister invited by the Home Office to help establish them, knows almost nothing about their progress, and neither do we. Why is the framework for local inquiries now being led by ministers rather than by independent voices such as Tom Crowther? Why is the £5 million set aside for inquiries no longer being allocated but instead delivered on an opt-in basis? And what does the government intend to do about local leaders who say there is no need for an independent inquiry, like in Bradford or in Wales? The girls we are talking about, Mr. Speaker, are predominantly white. The men who preyed on them were predominantly Muslim, generally either from Pakistan or of Pakistani heritage. Will the Minister accept that, in many cases, these crimes were racially and religiously aggravated? How, without a national inquiry, can we understand what part these factors played? There is no question that the state has failed these children time and again. The ringleader of the Rochdale, Shabir Ahmed, was employed as a welfare rights officer by Oldham Council. And yet not one person, not one, has been convicted for covering up these institutionalised rapes. So why have ministers refused to establish a dedicated unit in the National Crime Agency to investigate councillors and officials accused of collusion and corruption? And I am sorry to say that that unit, Mr. Speaker, must also investigate police officers. In one case, Tim in Rotherham was arrested by South Yorkshire Police when he attempted to rescue his daughter from her abuse. He was detained twice in one night while, on the very same evening, his daughter was repeatedly assaulted and abused. It is clear these criminals were unafraid of law enforcement. In Kirklees, Judge Marson said, "You were seen with your victim on at least 3 occasions by the police. None of that deterred you, and you continued to..."
They told untruths when they said they would hold an inquiry, once again proving that in their eyes, our children are a price worth paying for Labour votes. Enter Rupert Lowe. Lowe is pursuing his own inquiry, and it's fair to say he's no fan of Labour. So it's a fair bet there'll be no holes barred.
Good evening, everybody. I am delighted to say we just reached £500,000 on our crowdfunder to fund what I call the People's Inquiry into this blot on our history, the Pakistani gang scandal, which the government has singularly failed to deal with. From top to bottom, both Conservatives and Labour, the police, the social services, everybody involved have let us down. And what I think this shows is the depth of feeling amongst the people. And I am humbled that they have put their faith in me to try and do my best to uncover the truth and shame people, and particularly the Labour Party, into what is required, which is a statutory investigation into this.
Over to you. You can make your voice count by leaving a comment in the box below and become part of our fast-growing community. But for now, I'll just say, stay safe, chin up, and we'll chat again soon.